I just quit my corporate job because I was so sick of it. Now I'm starting my own business. No, no, no. Big no. Big no, no, no. Right? Number one, just because your friends like what you do doesn't mean they're going to pay you for it.
What is a confident leadership style?
A confident leader essentially has strong character. He's very ethical. Good character, sorry, because character can be bad or good. Strong, good character, ethical, and visionary. They know exactly where they're headed. So the second a leader doesn't know where they're headed, their followers will know. The second someone hesitates or is making a decision that's contrary to what is it they've said, the people go, hang on a minute, that's not what you said before, or you're not looking too confident, and then you'll see a ripple effect into the organisation of, hang on, there's uncertainty, right? So a confident leader knows exactly where they're headed and they know exactly how they're going to get there. It might change over time, but they're very confident on how to deliver that. And I don't believe in leaders that they talk about vulnerability in leadership, and I don't like that. I think it's ridiculous. I believe in relatability. So being able to relate to people is one thing. Being vulnerable is dangerous. I think being vulnerable in general in business is dangerous. Saying, hey, I'm opening up so I can be attacked or ridiculed and so forth, it's foolish. You've got your counsel for that. You've got your mentors for that. You can reach out and say, I need help. What should I do here? But if you're leading people, they want to see strength. They want to be able to relate to you, but they want you to be strong because they're scared. They need you to take the lead. If you're not willing to do that, then don't be a leader. If you want to be vulnerable, get back in the pack. When I say about vulnerability, leaders will get up and if they cry, for example, right, and people think, oh, look, they've got a heart, they're beautiful, it's kind, and so forth. Well, often 9 times out of 10, it's a manipulation technique to say, look at me, I'm relating to the people. I think a strong leader would appreciate the situation that's happening, but deliver on fixing it. So I don't want someone to get up there and cry about, oh, this broke my heart, I don't like what's happening here. I want a leader to get up and say, that shouldn't be happening, that is shocking, right? They might cry behind the scenes about it, which means they're not an asshole, right? But they're actioning to fix it. They're saying, so because I don't like that, these are the steps I, as a leader, am going to take, and then I want people to follow me into that. Because often when you find out or ask questions on, what did you do after that little performance you did up on the stage? They didn't do anything.
If you look around the world globally, which leaders do you identify with as being good, strong leaders?
Putin. I think he's a strong leader. And in so much as the fact that you can't sway him, you can't change his mind. He knows exactly what he wants. He knows exactly where he's headed. He's a nationalist. He thinks about his people and who he's leading first. Then he deals with everyone else. And I think as a leader, that's what you need to do. You need to look after your people first. You need to know where you're headed, communicate that, and be strong and firm. No matter how many attacks you get, you stick to where you're headed. And, whether your people agree with it or not, you need to stay on course.
How would you describe your own leadership style?
My leadership style?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I would say I'm very confident in my leadership because I believe you got to lead yourself before you can lead others, and my faith leads me and I rely on that 100%, which makes me confident. And then my confidence and my vision to help others and to help others succeed essentially pushes me every day. It's interesting. So I'm not into emotions, but I'm into compassion. So I'm compassionate, but I don't believe in emotion in the fact of uncontrolled emotion because it can be dangerous. I think if you're led by emotions, like if something can upset you like that, it's a very dangerous situation to be in, especially as a leader. So I think compassion is very important as a leader, and I do believe I'm compassionate and encouraging. I think encouraging people, being compassionate, being ethical, and fun. So I can come across as a little intense and serious, but I am fun. So really? No, I am. But I also I don't like to waste time. Don't waste people's time. Don't waste your time. Enjoy the process. And I think lying to people wastes time. So I'm very much against direct lies, but also lying by omission, like not saying something and deceiving people. You know, that is to me the worst kind of leader you can get.
Where to next for you then?
Where to next for me? Goodness. I can honestly say I don't know, because I like to keep, never say never. I like to keep opportunities. Looking at my past excites me about my future. Knowing that there is a plan for me in this life, so I'm just following it, essentially. So, I sometimes get distracted by things like everyone else does, but I'm quickly back on course of what I'm meant to do to deliver in life. So as long as I am delivering on what I'm supposed to be doing, living the life God's created for me to live, then I know that, well, there's nothing more I can do. I'm happy. So if I'm happy and I'm doing what I'm meant to be doing, then I'm obviously, other people around me will be happy too. And that's the most important thing.
And when you said just now that you have faith,
Yep.
do you mean like faith in God?
Yes, I'm a Christian.
Okay.
So when you're young, everything's fun and everything's, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed type thing. I think young people are needed in organisations for their zest and for their passion, because life hasn't knocked them down a few pegs yet, and that's great. But I think it's dangerous that the immaturity and the lack of wisdom of someone who's quite young guides people in life. I think they are still vulnerable, they are still growing themselves, and they need to be led, and they need to mature, and they need wisdom. And wisdom comes with time and experience, and it's dangerous if they are out there motivating people when they don't have the understanding of where they're leading people into. So you can motivate someone to take a risk, but you haven't taken it, and that's dangerous. Well, essentially my faith is the core of who I am. Right? So when I talk about branding, I always say step one is what are your values? And I say, if whatever your faith is, whatever your values are, is the core of who you are. So my faith is who I am, is how I say it. So every decision I make, everything I do in business, I say to myself, essentially, what would Jesus do here? And let me tell you, I pull myself up a few times going, I probably shouldn't have done that. Or maybe he wouldn't have done that. Maybe definitely he wouldn't have done that. So I make sure that I'm constantly being led by God, so God can lead me in my businesses. Which I've done, take the wheel myself and head off on my own little journey, he's going to stop me and then pull me back to where I went off the road and keep going. So it's not a ripple effect, it's a direct impact of everything I do. So my wisdom comes from the Bible, and I apply it to my life. I learn, I make mistakes, I learn again, and then in my businesses and in life, and then I help others and apply it essentially to help them. I like a lot, and can I just say that it depends on my day and it depends on my situation. One of my favourites is For I Know the Plans I Have for You. They're plans to give you a hope and a future. And I think that's important in today's society, because I think hopelessness is huge. We're just talking people on the streets, which is what you would assume. We're talking everyone, that what they thought they were going to achieve in life and they haven't. There could be divorce, there could be a death, there could be a failed business. But God says, don't worry, I've given you a hope. There is hope and there is a future. And I've seen him deliver on that time and time again with me. Be strong and courageous is another one. I do love that, because you can get enemies in business. I've been attacked many times. And then I realise you're not attacking me. You're attacking Christ in me. And God's got my back. So God's like, hand it to me. Let me deal with it. But you stay strong and courageous because I've got your back, essentially. And that helps you get up and get on with your day. So it does depend on my day, on what scripture resonates with me. But I think it's important to know the scriptures and to read them, because that's how God speaks to you. And when you are going through troubled times and you are going through a situation where it's very much, I don't know what to do here, it'll pop in your head. God's like, remember that scripture? Or when you're reading the Bible, it'll jump out at you like, that's what I needed to hear. And sometimes it just gets you through that hour or gets you through that day or that week or that month. So it's going to make sure not to skip that bit when everything's going well, because you run into that brick wall God likes to put up to get your attention. Yeah. He's not subtle with me. Yeah, social media attacks. I mean, I've had to close one Twitter account down because of trolling, but I do get them. I get attacks, you know, in a lot of ways, whether it's at events or online, and it gets you in the gut a lot of times, especially if they're spiritual attacks. But how to handle it is don't take it personally. Do not take it personally. So many people they're attacking me. No, they're not. They're attacking what you've said. They're attacking that they want to be you and they can't. Don't read them. So if there's a rant going on Twitter or something about what I've said, I just don't read them. My mother does, but I don't. And but don't look at it. Don't take it personally. And if you are struggling with it, and this is the biggest thing, if someone is saying something and you don't like it or you're struggling with what they've said, tell people. Send it to people saying, hey, look, I just got this online. I don't like it, or I feel crappy, or whatever it is. Communicate, reach out to people. There's no shame in feeling humiliated or upset or angry. And I think we live in a society where we're told to survive on our own and handle things on our own. That's crap. That's what we have friends for. That's what we've got family for. And they're going to bring you straight back down to earth. I'm like, tell them to go away. Don't worry about it. So don't pay attention to it. Don't listen. Do not listen to anything negative. If it's positive, like it and reshare it. Retweet it. That's fine. Negative, eliminate. And if it's your social media account, you are the CEO of that account. I block people daily, right? And it's fun. I'm like, I didn't like that comment. I'm going to delete it. I'm going to block it. Thank you.
Okay. I have a question. You mentioned that sometimes you get attacks at events.
Yeah.
Are they verbal or physical?
Oh, I've had verbal. I get a lot of, there's a lot of the talk, with how men treat women at events and so forth. And I've had some pretty, gross encounters. But I laugh now. But when I was in my 20s, it wasn't fun. It was horrible. You feel violated. You feel, hang on a minute, you shouldn't be asking me that or touching me and things like that. So I usually when I'm at an event now, I hang around the young ones, the young girls, in their 20s, because I know they're vulnerable. And, they hang around me when we're networking. I show them how to network. And if someone tries anything, I pull them up. But it's the fact that you can just quite easily say, that's unacceptable. I don't like that. You don't have to tell them off. You don't have to scream. You don't have to do anything like just saying, no, that's unacceptable. I don't like it. Because often they wait till they've got an audience before they can verbally attack you or want to touch you. If people are around, they think, oh, I was just having fun. I'm like, okay. Be like, do I punch you in the face? I'm like, oh, I was just having fun. Like, give me a break. It's just it's going to happen to the end of the days because there are people like that everywhere. But it's really like we need that. We're there to work. Right, go to a strip bar, buddy. Like, don't do that. So, it is pretty gross, and I feel for the young girls out there, having to deal with that. Oh, they'll grab you around, but it's subtle. It's the waist grab, let me grab you around the waist. And I'm like, I don't know you, buddy. Why are you touching me? I want to walk with this hula hoop around me, just there. And I'm like, this is my personal space. Unless I invite you past this space, back off, right? People come in for the kiss. That's a classic. You're a woman, I'm a man, let me come in for the kiss. And I'm like, hey, handshake will do you just fine. And
I like these strategies. They're so good.
I'm like, you're not touching me. I do not know you. And maybe I do know you. And you're definitely not touching me.
Okay.
So it's like, no. And the thing is, this is all I got. This is it. And I want to protect that. See, women assume, oh, look, we're in a room full of women, therefore I'm going to be hurt. Well, no, you still got personalities. You still got people that dominate, shaft you, lie. They're humans, right? You can't expect, oh, you're my people. I'm going to... No, that's not the case, right? It's sad that happens, but this is just business or just life in general. So very much of you've got to be smart. You've got to work with the people that are like-minded, whether it's male, female, different ages, doesn't matter. They've got to have the same mindset as you, the same ambition, same values as you. But yeah, so if you're in a room, you don't just assume if you're in a boardroom full of women, you're going to be heard. You're in a boardroom full of women, yes, but they're business women and business people, and that's how you've got to see it. So you've got to be just as strategic, just as switched on, and just as smart and sometimes in different ways to be heard. That's funny. Yeah, no, I don't call myself a feminist. I believe that there are a lot of women out there that need to use that term, and I think it's fantastic that they want to identify as that because they want to empower women. They want women to have choice and opportunity. But I like choice and opportunity for everyone. So whether it's male or female, end of story. I don't identify as a feminist, and I'm happy not to. It doesn't mean I'm anti-female or pro-male or anti-male, pro-female, whatever it is. The reality is I'm pro-equality. So I don't like the social hierarchy that exists in society, that if I'm born into a wealthy family, I have more value than those that are on the streets. I don't like or believe in the fact that, if I'm a man, I should automatically get promoted over a woman. I don't like anything that's injustice. I don't like it. So I'm pro-justice and pro-equality everywhere. And I don't know what that term is that you can use, but once we work out what that term is, I just call it being a Christian, but whatever that term is, so be it, and that's what I support. I want to see every single person have the opportunities they deserve to succeed. Then it's up to them if they want to take it or not. If they don't want to take it, they want to be lazy and they want to throw it away, so be it. But everyone deserves the opportunity. And people shouldn't be looked down upon because of their sex, because of where they're born, because of their disability, because of whatever the situation is. Everyone deserves an opportunity.
Hey everyone, thanks for hanging with us on the Convo couch, and thank you to Amanda for coming on today.
Thank you so much for having me. Had a great time.
Don't forget to check out the links below to Amanda's profile and subscribe too. See you next time. Hey guys, thanks for checking out this episode in a series where we interview business leaders, tech innovators, and startup founders about their business journey, insights, and reflections. If you find value in this, please leave us a comment below, and also like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Enjoy!